Today, I reset the NFL to 2003, and to reset it even more, we're doing a fantasy draft. So guys like Brett Favre, Marshall Faulk, Randy Moss, Ray Lewis, and Tom Brady can end up on any team. But with the first pick in the draft, the Buffalo Bills select Michael Vick. With the second overall pick, the Minnesota Vikings select Peyton Manning. With the third pick, the Giants pick Donovan McNabb, a surprising pick of their former NFC rival. So to start out, we'll check out the top 10 picks, and then we'll sim to the end of the draft to see which teams ended up with the best players. But the Rams are not going to pass up on a quarterback because they're actually going to take Brett Favre. I'm pretty sure Favre and Manning are the only two 99 overall quarterbacks in this roster. Now, will the Patriots take Tom Brady? Oh my God, I saw the name on the board. They chose Dante Culpepper. Now, with the sixth pick, that is not the right face model. But the New York Jets took Rich Gannon. With the seventh pick, the Steelers picked Drew Bledsoe. With the eighth pick, the Commanders pick Aaron Brooks. With the ninth pick in the draft, the Ravens select Steve McNair. Pretty cool to see a player go back to a team he played for in real life. Oh my God, Chicago actually made a good pick, because with the 10th overall pick, they select Tom Brady. So now we can sim to the end of the draft, and we'll check out where all the best players ended up in the season stats in a moment. But before that, we're gonna jump into a couple games, and I think we gotta start off with the Raiders, because they got Kurt Warner as their quarterback, who is a 90 overall in this roster, and they also somehow got LaDainian Tomlinson at running back, who is almost gonna get a first down. He's coming in at a 93 overall in this roster. This team is also really stacked on offense because they got the best wide receiver in the league in Marvin Harrison, who's a 99 overall. And the Raiders are one of three teams that we're gonna play with at the start of this video because I think they have one of the most stacked offenses in the league. So next up, we gotta check out Brady and the Bears. It's still crazy, he's so young, he's only an 84. But what he does have in his favor is Ricky Williams at running back, who's fast enough to get the edge and a first down. Now the thing is, this team doesn't really have an elite receiver. Like, their number one is Derek Mason, who's still very good. And Madden tends to not like the Bears in sim, but I have seen them win a Super Bowl in one of my videos before. And Jay Cutler was their starting quarterback, so honestly, anything is possible. Ricky Williams, can you get in the end zone? Well, not on that one, but definitely on this one, he's gonna get in. And last up for now, we're going to Seattle to play with Drew Brees and the Seahawks. But Brees has arguably one of the best receivers in the league. Wow, what was that coverage? What I was trying to say is Drew Brees has one of the best receivers in the league with Randy Moss, who's gonna get this first down and make a man miss. That was a sick juke. And I couldn't have scripted it if I tried, but they got a very old Jerry Rice at wide receiver. If I'm not mixing up my years, he actually played for them in 04, but Randy Moss has got this touchdown. So we can sim to the playoffs. But real quick, if you're liking the video so far, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button too while you're at it. But now let's check out the stats. Starting on the AFC side, where the Bills, Patriots, Steelers, Ravens, Jaguars, Raiders, and Chiefs all made the playoffs. And on the NFC side, the Giants, Cowboys, Vikings, Lions, Buccaneers, Rams, and Cardinals all made it in. It comes as really no surprise. Brett Favre led the league with 5,200 yards and 53 touchdowns. Mike Vick was second with 4,800 yards and 38 touchdowns. Trent Green on the Broncos had 4,633. Jeff Garcia, who did play for the Niners in real life, had 4,500 yards and 40. Oh my God, this game. The Browns bust. Tim Couch had 4,400 yards and 40 touchdowns on the Chiefs. Manning had 4,442 on the Vikings. Jake Plummer on the Lions had 4,129. Dante Culpepper on the Patriots had 3,934. McNabb on the Giants had 3,931. Steve McNair on the Ravens had 3,820 touchdowns. Rich Gannon on the Jets had 3,800 yards and 34. Brees on the Seahawks had 3,619. Drew Bledsoe on the Steelers had 3,529. Kurt Warner on the Raiders only had 3,323 touchdowns. And no joke, he's last. Tom Brady had 3,100 yards and 23 touchdowns. Marshall Faulk on the Giants led the league in rushing with 2,000 yards and 24 touchdowns. LT on the Raiders had 1,517. Deuce McAllister on the Steelers had 1,416. Priest Holmes on the Vikings had 1,411. Edgerrin James on the Jags had 1,314 touchdowns. Ricky Williams on the Bears had 1,309. 9. Eddie George on the Bucks had 1,105. Clinton Portis on the Titans had 830 and 13. The bust, Jerome Bettis had 798 and 9. Wow, Mike Vick added 674 and 13 touchdowns, with Steve McNair right behind him at 634 and 9. Chad Johnson on the Vikings led the league with 1,800 yards and 21 touchdowns receiving. Hines Ward on the Broncos was second with 1,614. Chris Chambers on the Rams had 1,411. Torrey Holt on the Bills had 1,214 touchdowns. Randy Moss on the Seahawks had 1,200 yards and 6 touchdowns. Isaac Bruce on the Bucks had 1,116. Donald Driver on the Steelers had 1,110. Terrell Owens on the Titans had 1,104. Jeremy Shockey on the Ravens had 1,106. Marvin Harrison had 1,000 yards and 11. Chris Carter on the Jags had 1,000 yards and 5. Steve Smith on the Falcons had 972 and 8. Reggie Wayne on the Panthers had 969 and 4. LeVar Arrington on the Ravens led the league with 17.5 sacks. Warren Sapp on the Bears had 12.5. Derek Brooks on the Chargers had 12.5. Junior Seau on the Patriots had 11. Joey Porter on the Raiders had 9.5. Takeo Spikes on the Rams had 7.5. James Harrison on the Dolphins had 5. And Mike Vrabel on the Rams had 5 as well. But Sam Madison on the Eagles led the league with 6 interceptions. And Brian Urlacher, who's playing on the Packers, got 5 as well. Him playing for Green Bay just feels wrong. But then we got Ty Law on the Lions with 4. Deion Sanders on the Titans with 3. Ray Lewis on the Falcons had 3. And Charles Woodson on the Colts had 2 as well. So let's see who won MVP. Yeah, I mean, it's really no surprise. It obviously was going to be Brett Favre. So this is going to be our playoff bracket for this season. And we'll start out with the Lions versus Bucks. And late in this game, the Lions are up by a touchdown. But it's 3rd and 10 with under a minute to go. So let's see if Kerry Collins can get a first down, and they can. But they have no timeout, so that puts them under 30 seconds. That was a good throw by him on 3rd down. Definitely throwing it away. Yeah, there you go. I thought he was actually going to get sacked, but I'm not surprised he threw it out of bounds. He's going to roll out. This looks like it's going to be another throwaway. Of course it is. They apparently overhauled player traits in Madden 26, and I really hope the throwaway thing never comes back. Because now it's 4th and 10. This is basically the last play of the game because they have no timeouts. Oh my God, he hit Isaac Bruce, who's wide open, and he's going to go all the way for the touchdown. And they're going for 2? They could literally tie the game. What are they doing? He's going to get sacked. They just threw. So the Lions are going to hold on to win. I don't know what they were thinking. So next up, we got the Chiefs versus Jags. The Chiefs went 12-5, led by Jason Taylor, Curtis Martin, Troy Brown, and Tim Couch. And the Jags really only have Pat Surtain and Edgerrin James. I would genuinely be surprised if this game is close. Okay, never mind. It's 21-18 with 2 minutes to go. They're starting at their own 30. Let's see if one of the greatest busts of all time can lead a comeback. Oh, almost had him. He does only have like 185 yards and a touchdown with a pick, and he's getting sacked. Couch just might have cost him there. It's 4th and 17. There's a minute to go. And that's the game. The Jaguars take down Tim Couch and the Chiefs. Next, we got the Cowboys versus Giants. And this Cowboys team does not look that great. And we already know the Giants have McNabb and Marshall Faulk, but their interior of the line might be the absolute best in the league. And the Giants are steamrolling them 31-7, but let's see if Mark Bulger can just get him in the end zone. The Giants win this game easily, 31-7. So next we got the Patriots versus Steelers. And with 2 minutes to go, this game is tied at 10. This is a very classic like 2000s to like 2010s playoff matchup. Culpepper's going to get a big first down here. That easily puts them into field goal range going under 90 seconds, and both teams have 2 timeouts. Young Culpepper was pretty fast, and he fumbled the ball. Oh my God. Drew Bledsoe and the Steelers just got gifted a golden opportunity to beat his former team. Now they're real close to field goal range with about 40 seconds to go. They have not used any timeouts. He's going to get a big first down here. I thought that was going to be intercepted. Now to win the game as time expires, Jason Elam nails this kick. So the Steelers are going to move on. Next we got the Cardinals versus Rams. And I'm not even going to waste time showing you the rosters because the Rams absolutely blew them out 50-17. The last up, we got the Ravens versus Raiders. And now with no timeouts, Steve McNair will need to go 91 yards if they, well, to get the touchdown. They don't need the touchdown. Literally forgot they could tie the game for some reason, but now there's under 30 seconds left. He's throwing deep, and it's nearly picked. Not a terrible thing for him because the clock probably would have expired. He's going to throw to the sideline. Now it's 3rd down. I mean, they're pretty much out of chances here, but he hits him on the sideline, had to get out of bounds. So they have no way to stop the clock. So the Raiders hold on to win by 3. So in the divisional, we'll start out with the Jags versus Bills. The Bills got a ton of talent with Mike Vick, Fred Taylor, Torrey Holt, Dwight Freeney, but we'll have to watch them in the next round because this was a blowout. Next, we got the Lions versus Vikings. For the love of God, can we please get a competitive game to actually watch? Now, how about the Raiders versus Steelers? Can this game please be close? Okay, perfect, it is. We're tied at 13. There's 4 minutes to go and the Raiders have the ball at their own 40-yard line. LT's gonna stiff arm him there, and he's actually gonna get a first down. Under 90 seconds now. No one's using any timeouts, and LT's gonna get this all the way inside the 5. Steelers down to 1 timeout now, but LT is going all the way in for the touchdown. So the Raiders are going to hold on to win this game. Kurt Warner moving on. The last up for this round, we got the Rams versus Giants. And with just over 3 minutes to go, this game is actually tied at 21, but Marshall Faulk's going to get a huge first down. That took him up all the way to their own 48. McNabb's going to throw on this. He's got a man wide open, getting all the way past the 30. They are going to snap it right before the 2-minute warning. McNabb is going to the end zone. He's got David Boston for the go-ahead touchdown. And now with 2 minutes to go and 3 timeouts, can Brett Favre lead the comeback? He's got a first down almost to the 50. Now from the 45, it's 2nd and inches. Favre is gonna roll out. He's gonna throw. He's got a man wide open. He's gonna get all the way down to the 14. The clock just went under a minute, but they still have 2 timeouts. He's gonna check down here, only gain a few. And they don't use a timeout, so we're at 20 seconds. I was sure they were gonna burn one. But Chris Chambers got the easy touchdown. Why do they do this? They're going for 2. This is for the NFC Championship game, and Favre's gonna run, and he's got the 2-point conversion. Made it look as easy as welfare fraud, allegedly. But the Giants still have 2 timeouts. There's only 15 seconds though. They're gonna need to move quick. He's throwing deep, and it's caught. This was an absolute dime by McNabb, and an almost David Tyree catch by David Boston. So now to win the game as time expires, the former Eagle David Akers nails it. That was an absolutely insane end to this game. But now in the AFC Championship, we got the Raiders versus Bills. Tied at 17 with 2 minutes to go. And now we'll finally get to see what Mike Vick and this Bills offense can do. I mean, I really thought we were gonna get to see him last round, but there's just no point in jumping into a blowout. It's 2nd and 3, they're at their 48. Vick's gonna run. He's obviously gonna be very fast, and he's getting all the way to the 25. Now they're definitely in field goal range. They're gonna hand it off to Fred Taylor, who's got a lot of space just outside the 10. Raiders use their first time out, so I'm sure the Bills are gonna keep running it, but they're actually gonna get in to take the go-ahead touchdown. So Mike Vick and the Bills are going to the Super Bowl. But will they face the Giants or Vikings? And we're jumping in with a minute to go with the Giants at the 32. McNabb's gonna throw, and he's got a man who's gonna go down the sideline and not get tackled and get all the way in for the touchdown. Now Peyton's got under a minute, but 3 timeouts. They got to go 70 yards, and that hit off Priest Holmes in the back, and he somehow still caught it and got out of bounds. I went from a disaster to like best case scenario because they're at the 46. You can't check that down. They don't call a timeout. There's 15 seconds left. They have 3. What are they doing? Like, I get it. You're going to want the timeouts later down the field, and he gets sacked. So the Giants win this game. We got a Bills-Giants Super Bowl. And at the start of the 4th, we are tied at 10 with the Bills having the ball at their own 40. He's going to get a first down here. Torrey Holt on that reception. This is obviously a rematch of Super Bowl 25 where the Bills lost in heartbreak fashion, but they are working the ball downfield here. And at the same time, milk and clock, because we have just about 3 minutes. What a throw. That was out of bounds. Crazy crossbody throw, but I thought he got 2 feet in, and he was trying to run. Well, they're gonna have to settle for the Vinatieri field goal to take the lead late in this game. And on the ensuing drive, the Giants have got the ball to the 40, but he's got a man down the middle, getting all the way to the 15. Now they're in field goal range. Obviously, it's a screen to Falk, who's gonna catch this and get all the way for a first. Unfortunately for them, got out of bounds, so it stopped the clock, and they get the touchdown to Dante Hall. Now Vic and the Bills have 30 seconds and 3 timeouts. He's gonna throw quick, only gain a few. Call timeout. Why don't you call timeout? I don't get it. You have 3. Now there's 10 seconds left, and he's gonna check it down. Oh my God. The clock management in this game is maybe the worst, and it's terrible because Madden 25 is actually not that bad, and he's gonna run on the last play. What are we doing? So the Giants hold on to win the Super Bowl. So McNabb wins his first Super Bowl and an MVP. So that's gonna do it for today's video. If you want to watch more, I got a few videos floating around me on screen right now. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Be good people.